Today we're going to work on finding 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000 more or less than a number. So we're going to start out using place value chart. I need to go ahead and label it. So here's my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. Alright, now I have my place value chart labeled. I'm going to start with drawing 2 thousands discs on my place value chart. So there's 1, 2 thousands, and I'm going to count these. So 1,000, 2,000. What would be 1,000 more than that? If I add another 1,000, of course that makes 3,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish out my number. I want to represent the number 3,112, so I would put 100, 110, and 2 ones. 3,112. I could write that number in expanded form. Would be 3,000 plus 100 plus 10 plus 2. Right now I want to add one more unit of 1,000 to this number. If I add one more 1,000, my thousands place value, I'm going to add one more. So how does that change my number? The only number that it affects, the only place value, is going to be the thousands. Now instead of 3,000, I have 4,000. So I could make that change. Doesn't affect my hundreds, did not affect my tens, did not affect my ones. I only changed the thousands place. Now in standard form, that number would be 4,112 instead of 3,112. What if I wanted to, I'm going to go back to my original number before I added 1,000. We're back to our original 3,112. This time what's going to happen if I take away 1,000? I'm going to take away one of my thousands. So now instead of 3,000 I have 2,000. I could change it in my expanded form. My standard form of that number would be 2,112. Okay, so all I'm doing is just changing one of the place values. All right, let's try another one. What if I started with 14,112? I'll label my chart quickly. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. Alright, so now I'm going to put 14,112 on my place value chart. This time, instead of drawing discs, I'm just going to use numbers. So I have 1 10,000, 4 thousands, 100, 1 10, and 2 ones. 14,112. Now I want to show one less unit of 1,000s. So if I go to my thousands place value, I don't have to change anything else to show one less thousand. I know that one less thousand, instead of it being 4, will be 3. So if I write that in standard form, it'd be 13,112. What if I wanted to go back to my original number of 14,112? $14,112, and I want to show 1,000 more. So this time I'm showing 1,000 more, so that 4 will change to a 5. Now I have 15,112. So I have a question now that we've changed. We started with 14,112. We said 1,000 less was 13,112. And 1,000 more than my original number is 15,112. So my question is, did the largest unit change? No, the largest unit did not change, because my largest unit in this number was 10,000s. And I only changed the thousands place value. Let's try another one. This time we're not going to use the place value chart. We're just going to start with the number 19,112. What is 1,000 less than 19,112? 1,000 less, all I'm changing is my thousands place value, and 1,000 less than that would be 18,112. I'm going to go back to my original number, 19,112. What's going to be 1,000 more than 19,112? Well, 19,112 plus 1,000, or 1,000 more, is going to be 20,112. So did the largest unit change that time? It did. The largest unit did change whenever I added 1,000 more. And why was that? It changed because when I add 1,000 to 9,000, then we would regroup that to make a group of 10,000. So it moved over to the 10,000s place value, and my answer is 20,112. Let's try one more of these. What if I had the number 200,352? Okay. If I wanted to show 100,000 more than 200,352, then all I would have to change is my 100,000s place value. I'm adding 100,000. Everything else is zeros. So all I'm doing is changing that 100,000's place value. 200,000 plus 100,000 equals 300,000. My 10,000 stay the same. My thousands stay the same. My hundreds stay the same. My tens are also the same. And my ones are the same. So 100,000 more than my original number of 200,352 is 300,352.